Hello everybody, how y'all doing? This is a little self-help video for those of you who do freehand knife sharpening or who are wanting to learn how to do it. This is just an old Washita stone, dry, I had laying around. This is a Robert Herder carbon Solingen Germany paring knife. I wanted to give a few tips as to how to find, especially when you have these Western knives that are ground very, very thin with a very small bevel. Almost razor thin stock, as a matter of fact, it kind of is. It'll deform on your thumbnail. Anyway, take your stone, hold it firmly or set it on whatever you're going to set it on firmly. Your wrist should be tense. Put a finger on the blade lightly. Lay it on the stone almost flat and roll it towards the apex. When you hit the apex, you'll feel it. It'll bottom out. You don't twist your wrist to get that roll. You move your forearm. It's important that your wrist remains straight, because otherwise you'll lose that sensation of bottoming out in your wrist because it's too loose in your finger joints and everything else. A perfect pass. Thumb on the blade this time. Tighten your wrist, roll your forearm. There's the feeling of flatness. Bring it towards yourself. Again, when you're away from yourself. Now this is for an existing bevel. If this didn't have a bevel, even as small as it is, you'd have to create one. That means you'd have to choose how much of an angle you want. 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20, whatever. I run a fairly obtuse edge on this because the stock is so thin. I don't want the edge to deform. I've had this knife for years. Very little wear. It holds an edge for a long time. Forgive me for getting sidetracked. 60 Rockwell high carbon. Anyway, firmly tighten that wrist. Tighten it. Finger on the blade. Blade almost flat on the stone. Turn your forearm and you'll feel it. I swear you'll feel it under your finger. Don't push down. If you press this pad, you'll run all the plumpness out of it. I know that's going to sound funny. Don't push down real hard, okay? Don't do that on your knife. You'll damage the edge that you have been creating, number one. And number two, you'll remove the sensitivity from your fingertips. And you can't feel anything. Got it? Lay it flat. Roll forward from the forearm and elbow. There's your pack. There's that. Again, roll forward, stroke. Roll towards yourself, find it, stroke. Roll forward through your forearm. Feel it? There, stroke. And you'll get mostly one bevel. And it'll turn out very sharp. And very keen, and you won't ruin your knife, and you won't have tons of scratches up and down the sides of it. I've had this knife for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years anyway. Look at that. Not all scratched up. Alright, I hope that's been helpful to somebody. Y'all have a great Sunday. Cheers.